Hey guys, Kyle Freems here. So, today we are going to be talking about the Free Realm Sunrise staff. Now, I'm not going to go into like heavy details or anything. I just wanted to bring up like a couple of few like talking points. Just like I wanted to go over a lot today because of what happened yesterday. So, yesterday I'm assuming everyone saw this image and I'll bring it up as well, but like yesterday I found out that someone had left the Free Realm Sunrise staff team. So we're gonna get into that real quick and then I'll talk on a bunch of other stuff, but let's bring this up. So I'm assuming everyone saw the edited message from Mayhem. I I saw this and kind of laughed and I was like, well, at least it's an update. At least we can say, oh, he gave us an update 99% instead of 100%. Now, I saw this and I went, okay, but you could have easily had Norman or Natai just say something, and yeah, you could have had them say something. You really could have. It could have been that easy to just say, it's not happening this year or it'll happen sometime in 2023, but you didn't. And I looked at that, I'm like, okay, so why is nothing being said? I agree with the community to a point where there needs to be communication. There needs to be some type of form of communication happening, and that's not happening. It's kind of silly. It's silly. And like there's other companies, like there's AAA developers that every week, like I'll use Bungie as an example for the game Destiny. Every Thursday they put out a thing called This Week at Bungie, and it's just a weekly update thing, right? And we're seeing none of that. We're not seeing weekly updates. We're not seeing consistent updates. So I kind of looked into it more recently, like, okay, so why are we hearing nothing from like PR? And I'm not gonna like pull up the Discord on screen, but if you look in the Discord and you click on Norman and Natai's names, you can see their like staff roles. So currently Norman, he's PR, he's part of the Free Realm Sunrise team. But if you look under roles, he's got the research and development role. Now, what does research and development mean? Research and development means, from what, I'll talk about Michael, because I talked to Michael about this stuff. We talked about Free Realm Sunrise and what was going on with development, because he was elaborating on stuff that I had questions about. And, like, every single person on the, research and development team, they all play a role in helping with development, right? That's the whole point of research and development. You help with development. You're helping, craft this revival of a game to come back. So, I believe, I don't even remember what Michael said he did, but he said he did, like he researched on the quests, like finding all these quests and like looking for certain files. I think that was what he did. I think other people like worked on certain things. Like there were also like, there's people on the staff team that also go through like, recruitment for like who gets to be on the staff team. So the fact that Norman has research and development under his roles, I look at that and I go, okay, so he's also helping with development. He's also researching into development of the revival for Free Realm Sunrise. So I look at that and go, but why does a PR person have that? Right? It doesn't make sense. Right? You have to like look at that and go, it's a little odd. Right? It's a little weird. So then I look at Natai. Where is he? Okay, so you look at Natai, he's also got research and development underneath his roles. He's also PR, which is, again, you look at that and go, okay, so he's also doing research and development. So the PR team is also helping with development. That seems a little odd. So then therein lies the problem. the reason for no communication and probably why Mayhem edited that message is because there is, like, the PR team is probably busy with development. That's just my guess. I don't actually know, okay? I don't. That's just what I'm gathering from all this, because I looked into it. I'm just like, there's no communication. It's kind of silly, and it's bonkers. It's weird, right? It's super weird, and I agree with the community to a point. Like, why are we not communicating every week that something is being done with the game, or there's going to be a delay? It's weird, right? So yesterday, the whole reason I'm making this video, not even because of the 99%, you know, it's a part of that, but the main reason is Michael is no longer R&D. So I asked him, I'm like, you're not R&D anymore. He replied, nah, I broke the rules, and I didn't know. So I don't know what he actually did, right? He didn't elaborate, but he said he probably deserved it. Michael talked to me a lot about, like, you know, what the kind of the ongoings with development, because I had questions like anyone else, and he elaborated. I already talked about, like, he talked about what R&D does and what everyone on this team does. The other thing I asked about, and we'll jump into that in a little bit. I actually asked about, like, creative writing, because for those who don't know, I applied to be a creative writer. And I have heard nothing back. Zero, zilch, nada. And he said over 40 people applied to be a creative writer, which is insane. It's crazy. So the fact that that many people applied and I've heard nothing back, I don't think it means I'm not going to get it. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I probably won't. And I think I was going to make a separate video on this, by the way. I was going to talk about, like, you know, why haven't I gotten creative writer yet? And I think the reason is, like, you know, I know some people like me in the community, but most of the people in the Free Realm Sunrise community hate me. I'm very not liked in the community. I know why. I make controversial videos. I make opinions that people don't want to hear. I talk about things that, you know, people don't want to hear, and it's you know, deserved, probably. I don't know. I mean, you know, I say be patient. You don't want to hear it. I mean, that's fair. But you're going to hear it from me. You're going to hear it from someone if it's not me. But also because, like, I meme a lot, you know, maybe people don't take that seriously. I think, like, I'm in the Discord, like, I'm not, like, not the nicest person, but I'm also not the meanest person. There's a lot of factors on why I'm probably not going to get the creative writing position, and I think that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm still going to write lore and stuff like that, but yeah, it was just a question I had because I was curious, like, why is it taking so long to get people in that position? And that position is not super important, but I was curious at the time. So those are, like, the two things I asked Michael, but the fact that he lost his role, like, he was one of the people that I could actually communicate with and talk to. He was a cool dude. He still is a cool dude. But the fact that he lost his role is kind of like, well, now, you know, it sucks. It's a bummer. Truly, it is. I mean, I don't know what else to say other than that. I'm sad that he doesn't have that role anymore. I'm sad he's not a part of the team. And I'm fine with not being on the team in general. Like, if I don't know if the creative writers are doing R&D. I'm assuming they're not, but, like, I don't know. I don't think I'd like to do that R&D stuff. If anything, it seems like it's a lot of work. But yeah, I thought I'd talk on that and just the fact that he lost his role. Now, the other thing I want to bring up is, and this has to do with staff too, because, and I'll remove this screen. So the whole thing with the enforcement team. So on the Reddit, I know, like, it's weird, but apparently there's censoring going on in the server, and I was just watching it happen like a few minutes ago. Like, just deleting random messages. I think enforcement is, I mean, since the chat's open back up, they've been a little insane with removing messages. Like, you know, you're not allowed to talk about OSFR. You're not allowed to talk about that. You're not allowed to talk about, like, you're basically not allowed to. It's weird. You're not allowed to say certain things. You're not allowed to speak your mind. You're not allowed to, you know, it's weird, and it makes me not want to talk in the Free Realm Sunrise Discord anymore. You know, with the way enforcement's being. And I've talked with enforcement. I've talked with Dusk. I've talked with Elk. I've talked with Gray. I think I've talked with, like, every single enforcement person because we used to hang out in VC. And they're nice people. I think like they're just trying to enforce rules super hard, and maybe they need to tone it down. I don't know. I'm not the one to say because I'm not enforcement. I don't work in that department, but like it's a little crazy. It's a little insane, you know, to say the least. But yeah, I don't know what else to say on that. I think maybe they need to tone it down a bit, you know. I mean, I know like on the 31st people are going to go crazy, but yeah, other than that, I don't know. It's getting a little insane. The Discord's kind of catching on fire. If you if you hadn't catched my drift, this is what this whole video was about. You know, giving my 2 cents on like the staff, and you know, I'm sure they're all working hard. I know Ryul, I think it's how you say his name. He's doing a lot of good work in the Discord. I can see him like he's doing like programming stuff on the website, I'm assuming, because he has his like, that's like the only bit of news we can gather from what's going on. I know the art team's putting in work. It's clear. From Michael, I know like that research and development people are doing research and development, and he even said in the Discord yesterday that he has 110% faith in this project, although he didn't know that the date was changing like Mayhem did with his edit. So yeah, I still think like everyone's doing their part in the server. If you don't think that, I mean, you have to like look at certain stuff, you know. But that's gonna do it for me. I hope you guys found this informative. If you did, thanks for watching. I appreciate it a ton. This is Kyle Freems, and I will see you guys in whatever video I post next. Goodbye.